Coming up on High School Quiz Show Rhode Island Championship match, it's LaSalle Academy. Taking on Barrington High School. That's next on High School Quiz Show Rhode Island.
Do you want to see your school on High School Quiz Show Rhode Island next season? Visit ripbs.org for details. And to stay up to date this season, follow us on social media.
Hey everybody, welcome to High School Quiz Show. I'm Joe Short, your host. So this season we have witnessed some great battles, but it all comes down to this championship matchup with Barrington High School taking on LaSalle Academy. So on the Barrington team we have Eli, Douglas, Clara, and Eden, with alternates Connor and Ben, and Coach Bob Marley. And for LaSalle, we have Chris, Kelsey, Blake, and Brenna, with alternates Amelia and Anna, and Coach Christine Chapman. As always, our competition has 4 rounds: a toss-up, a head-to-head, a category round, and a lightning round, and we will start with the toss-up round. So all questions in this round are worth 10 points, and this is the only round in which there are no point deductions for wrong answers. So, players, if you are ready, let's do it. What is the common name for the process by which gases in the Earth's atmosphere trap heat? Eli.
Greenhouse effect?
Yes. What foundation of Cold War policy, named for a tabletop game, posited that a nation's so-called fall into communism would lead to its neighbors adopting communism too? Clara.
Domino theory?
Yes. What art movement, also called ABC art, relies on simplicity of form and lack of subjective expression, summed up by painter Frank Stella as "what you see is what you see"? Blake.
Avant-garde?
No, not quite. Barrington. Minimalism is what we're looking for there. Moving on, 2 major types of chemical bond are covalent, in which electrons are shared, and what kind, in which electrons are transferred from one atom to another? Clara.
Ionic?
That's it. Chief Justice John Roberts was appointed by which American president? Blake.
Barack Obama?
Incorrect. Barrington, you want to go? Clara?
Bush 1?
No, I'm sorry, it's George W. Bush. Bush 2.
Bush 2.
Which American founding father was the only one to sign the Continental Association, the Declaration of Independence, the Articles of Confederation, and the Constitution? Yes, Brenna.
Benjamin Franklin.
Oh, that's not it. Barrington? Yeah, Eli.
Hancock?
No, it's Roger Sherman. The main financial backers of Christopher Columbus's journeys to the Western Hemisphere were King Ferdinand of Aragon and Queen Isabella of what medieval Spanish kingdom? Blake.
Castile?
That's it. Portuguese, French, and Italian are members of what language group derived from Vulgar Latin? Kelsey.
Romance languages?
Yes. What warm ocean current flows northward along the eastern coast of the United States and shares its name with an 1899 Winslow Homer painting? Douglas.
The Gulf Stream?
That's it, yes. Say it with confidence, Douglas, you got it. And now take a look at your monitors for a video question.
Hi, my name is David Picciarelli, president of Rhode Island PBS, and this is my question. In 1963, the FCC assigned Rhode Island PBS its 4 call letters, WSBE. The W is the prefix assigned to stations east of the Mississippi, but what do the letters SBE stand for?
State Board of Education. All right, here we go. To which king, whose remains were uncovered in a Leicester parking lot in 2012, does Shakespeare give the opening line, "Now is the winter of our discontent"? Kelsey.
King Lear.
No, that's not it. Barrington? Yes,
Richard III.
Richard III is the answer there, yes. The Grand Coulee Dam on the Columbia River, Three Gorges Dam in eastern China, and Aswan High Dam in Egypt all help provide what kind of power? Blake.
Hydroelectric.
That's it. In 2019, what aerospace manufacturer headquartered in Chicago was forced to ground several hundred 737 MAX jets after 2 fatal crashes in less than half a year? Blake.
Airbus.
No, not that one. Clara?
Boeing.
Boeing is the answer there. What alliterative name is used for the most well-known of border crossings between East and West Germany, now part of a museum complex in Berlin? Blake.
Checkpoint Charlie.
That's it. All right, math question. Here we go. Solve for x where x is greater than 0. 3x squared plus 12 equals 204. Clara.
Hold on.
Yeah, I didn't quite make it. LaSalle, you want to try? Go ahead, Blake.
Plus or minus 2.
No, the answer is 8 there. X equals 8 there. Moving on, child prodigy and notable romantic composer Clara Schumann wrote dozens of works for what instrument? Douglas?
Piano.
Yes. Walter Mondale's running mate in 1984. Who was the first woman and first Italian-American to appear on a major party's presidential ticket? Clara?
Geraldine Ferraro.
That's it. Marianne Evans is best known by what pen name as the author of Silas Marner and Middlemarch? Douglas?
George Eliot.
Yes. The Permanent Apportionment Act of 1929 capped the number of seats in the House of Representatives at how many? Chris?
435.
That's correct. What category of species has a disproportionately large effect on its ecosystem and borrows its name from the wedge-shaped support at the top of an arch? Eli?
Keystone species.
That's it. Common in Europe from the 16th to 18th centuries, what economic theory that starts with an M promotes government regulation that protects domestic industries and minimizes imports? Blake?
Mercantilism.
That's correct. Madame Butterfly, La Bohème, and Tosca are 3 of 12 operas written by what Tuscan composer? Douglas?
Puccini.
Yes. Applied most often to the plains of Argentina, what area of treeless flatlands in South America gets its name from the Quechua language? Clara?
Pampas.
Yes, correct. Which of Martin Luther King Jr.'s closest friends and advisors was appointed president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference after MLK's assassination? Reverend Ralph Abernathy. All right, we got another math question. What is the mathematical value of pi to the first 5 decimal places? Chris?
3.14159.
Boom, well done, Chris. All right, David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly starred in what 1986 adventure fantasy film directed and co-written by Jim Henson? Kelsey?
Labyrinth.
That's the one. With talks spanning multiple presidencies, 2 SALT treaties, S-A-L-T, were signed by Cold War superpowers, the USA and USSR, with SALT standing for what? Strategic Arms Limitation Talks. Every carbon isotope has 6 protons in its nucleus, so each isotope's total mass is determined by the amount of what other subatomic particle? Blake?
Neutrons.
Yes. What 15-year anchor at the Today Show is now the executive producer of the PBS documentary series We'll Meet Again? Ann Curry. What is the 2-word English term for the speculative flower frenzy that occurred in Holland in the 1600s and is considered the first economic bubble? Blake?
Tulip Mania.
That's the one. In what city is the Hagia Sophia, an architectural masterpiece that started as a church, became a mosque, and is now a museum? Who's that? Clara?
Budapest.
No, that's not it. LaSalle?
Istanbul.
Istanbul is the answer there. The 2018 elections brought the first 2 Muslim women, the youngest woman, and the first black woman from Massachusetts into the House of Representatives, where they are known by what slang for a friend group? Chris?
The Squad.
That's it. The Pax Romana, an over 200-year period of relative peace in the Roman Empire, began with the reign of which Roman emperor with a well-known uncle? Clara?
Octavian.
Yes, correct. He has a lot of names.
Three.
Known as employment equity and positive discrimination in other nations, what university admissions practice was challenged by the plaintiff in Grutter versus Bollinger in 2003? Eden.
Affirmative action.
Yes. What surname is shared by a Nobel Prize-winning scientist who examines our sense of smell and the Nobel Prize-winning author of The Good Earth? Douglas?
Buck.
Buck is the answer, yes. What failed coup led to Adolf Hitler's 9-month prison sentence during which he wrote Mein Kampf? Blair? Blake?
The beer hall push.
Yes, correct. What self-described black lesbian mother warrior poet is known for such titles as A Burst of Light, The Cancer Journals, and The Black Unicorn? Chris?
Tiffany Haddish.
No, that's not it. Barrington? Claire? Clara?
Nina Simone.
No, it's Audre Lorde. Oh, and that's the end of the round. We'll take a look at the score. Barrington, 150 points so far. LaSalle, 130 points. It's going to be a good game. Let's give it up for both teams. Okay, we are about to go head-to-head, but before we do, we're going to learn one more fact about each of our students. So, my critical question in this moment to you all is, what is your favorite kind of pizza? So, Barrington, what's it going to be, Eli?
My favorite kind of pizza is Hawaiian pizza.
Heck yes, sweet and salty. This is just going to make us all hungry. Douglas, what do you think?
I just like cheese pizza because I don't eat meat and I don't like fruit or vegetables on the pizza.
Man of simple taste, Douglas. I respect that. Clara, what do you think?
My favorite type of pizza is barbecue chicken and pineapple.
Ooh, fancy, fancy, Clara. Eden?
I'm with Douglas. I like cheese.
All right. Simplicity's got its virtues. LaSalle, Chris, what do you think?
I like pepperoni because it's nice and classic.
Classic, yep. Kelsey?
I'm also going to go with Hawaiian.
Me too. Blake, how about you?
I like buffalo chicken because it's spicy and it gives you a little kick, and there's no better place to get it than Big Tony's across the street from LaSalle.
What are you on their payroll over there, Blake? Let's turn this into a commercial. All right, Brendan, what do you think?
Yeah, I like cheese too. It's always reliable.
It is reliable. All right, guys, that's all very fun, and we'll go get some after this game. But right now, we're going to go head-to-head. So come on down, Barrington, LaSalle. Let's go head-to-head. Okay, we are about to go head-to-head. I've got LaSalle to my left and Barrington to my right. Shake hands, gentlemen. We'll get started. So as a reminder, in this round, you get 10 points for correct answers. Incorrect answers will cost you 10 points, but you can buzz in at any time. So the clock is set at 90 seconds. Here we go. What is volcanic lava called when it's still underground?
Magma.
Yes. Every summer in the Black Rock Desert, tens of thousands of revelers and artists create a temporary city at what festival? Burning Man. Stretching for more than 800 miles through California, what fracture in the Earth's crust was a response?
San Andreas Fault.
Yes. What American naval base was attacked on December 7th, 1941?
Pearl Harbor.
Yes. What is it called when a president or other executive overturns a bill by simply not veto? Nope. Pocket veto is what we're looking for there. The legendary Robin Hood and his merry men are said to have lived in what English forest north of Nottingham? Sherwood Forest. In the intertropical convergence zone, aligned primarily with the equator, you'll encounter sudden storms as well as long stretches of calm in areas known as the what?
Doldrums.
Yes. Who was president of the Confederate States of America? Jefferson Davis. What's the geological term for ground underneath the Earth's surface that remains below the freezing point of water for at least 2 years?
Permafrost.
Yes. What is Rhode Island's state tree? The red maple. A pioneer in the Dada and Surrealist movements, what prolific...
Dolly.
No, Max Ernst is what we're looking for there. 7-7 might be used to refer to a bombing attack on the underground train system of what world capital? London. What are the first 3 words in the preamble to the U.S. Constitution?
We the people.
Yes, the bell jar. Oh, and we're out of time. Let's check the score at the end of the round. Barrington, 180 points. LaSalle, 140 points. Well done for both teams. Next up, the category round with the following categories. Space out. It's a jungle out there. Put Euclid on it. Good nightingale. Extinction stinks. The wealth of nations. So each category has 5 questions with increasing point values. And players, you can confer with your teammates in this round, but once you ring in, you are no longer allowed to confer, and I will then need your answers. So, LaSalle Academy, you have a little bit of ground to make up, so you get to select the first category. Where are we going to start?
We'll start with the wealth of nations for 10.
The wealth of nations. These are questions about economies and economists. So for 10 points, what Scottish economist and philosopher wrote the 1776 treatise An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Wealth of Nations? Chris?
John Locke.
No. Barrington? Douglas?
Smith.
Adam Smith is the answer there. Okay, Barrington, your selection.
We'll continue with Wealth of Nations.
Wealth of Nations for 15 points. A shipment blockade, like the one imposed against Cuba by President Eisenhower in 1960, expanded in 1962 by JFK, and loosened under Obama in 2014, is called a what? Chris?
Sanction.
No. Barrington? Clara?
Embargo.
Embargo is the word there. So Barrington, you still have the board.
Let's continue with Wealth of Nations.
Wealth of Nations for 20 points. In the long run, we are all dead, said what British economist known for encouraging government spending to both stabilize and grow economies? Keynes is the answer there. Barrington, still your board.
Let's stick with Wealth of Nations.
Great. The Wealth of Nations for 25 points. A rogue economist explores the hidden side of everything is the subtitle of what nonfiction book from Stephen D. Levitt and Stephen J. Dubner? Clara?
Freakonomics.
Freakonomics is the answer there, yes. Select again, Barrington.
We'll finish Wealth of Nations.
Wealth of Nations for 30 points. The Infant Formula Action Coalition led an ultimately successful boycott of what global food and beverage company from 1977 to 1984? Nestle is the company. But that's okay, Barrington, you still got the board. Select something else.
Let's go to It's a Jungle Out There.
It's a jungle out there. These are questions about the world's forests and their inhabitants. So for 10 points, what is the world's largest rainforest system, often called the lungs of the earth? Douglas?
Amazon.
The Amazon rainforest, yes. Select again.
We'll continue with that.
It's a jungle out there for 15 points. What herbivorous mammal with slightly webbed feet is comfortable in the water and is the largest member of the rodent family? Yes, Brenna?
Platypus.
Oh, that's not it. Yes, Clara?
Capybara.
That's the one, yep. Select again, Barrington.
Largest member of the... Oh, well, stick with It's a Jungle Out There.
It's a jungle out there for 20 points. It's found just south of the Arctic Circle. What term applies to boreal forests of evergreen trees that are home to moose, lynx, and other cold-adapted wildlife? Clara?
Taiga.
Taiga is the word, yes.
We'll continue with It's a Jungle Out There.
It's a jungle out there for 25 points. Native to equatorial West Africa, what western lowland primate in the hominid family is classified with a genus, species, and subspecies that are all the same word? Eli?
Gorilla.
Gorilla, yes. Select again.
We'll finish it off.
Great. It's a jungle out there for 30 points. Tarkine and Daintree, some of the oldest forests on the planet, can both be found on what island nation? Yes, Blake.
Madagascar.
Not that one. Barrington, you want to try? Australia is the answer there. All right, Barrington, you've got the board.
We'll go with Put Euclid on it.
Put Euclid on it. These are questions about geometry. For 10 points, what kind of angle is greater than 90 degrees and less than 180? Blake.
Obtuse.
Yes. Your selection now, LaSalle.
Put Euclid on it for 15.
Okay. Put Euclid on it for 15 points. One can draw a circle if they're given the center point and what other measurement? Blake.
Protractor.
No, that would be helpful, but not the word we're looking for. Barrington? Douglas?
Radius.
Radius. We need the radius. Barrington, your selection.
We'll have Put Euclid on it for 20.
Put Euclid on it for 20 points. If a triangle has 2 equal sides, then what relationship do the angles opposite those sides have to each other? Douglas?
They're equal.
They are, yes. Select again.
We'll continue with that category.
Put Euclid on it for 25 points. Any of the 5 regular convex polyhedra are known as what solids, after a well-known Athenian philosopher? Platonic. Oh, it comes right back. Barrington, what do you got? Next
We'll
selection.
finish that category.
All right, put Euclid on it for 30 points. What formula do you use to calculate the volume of a rectangular pyramid? Clara.
1/6 space times height.
No, not quite. LaSalle? One-third the area of the base times the height. Barrington, you've got the board. Where are we going next?
Let's go to extinction stinks.
Extinction stinks. Questions about endangered, threatened, and vulnerable species. So for 10 points, named from the Greek for nose horn, what plant-eating mammal with no natural predators is near extinction due to hunting and loss of habitat? Clara.
Rhinoceros.
Indeed.
We'll say with extinction stinks.
Extinction stinks for 15 points. Sumatran and Bengal are 2 of 8 species of what largest cat in the world that are either endangered or critically endangered? Blake.
Tiger.
Yes. Your selection, LaSalle.
Good nightingale for 10.
Good Nightingale. Questions about Florence Nightingale and the modern history of nursing. So for 10 points, Florence Nightingale was born into what was, by many accounts, an Anglican family, meaning she was raised as an adherent to what church's faith? Eli.
England.
The Church of England, yes. Your selection, Barrington.
Can we start space out?
We can start space out. So these are questions about award-winning science fiction authors. So for 10 points, what collection of short stories by Isaac Asimov inspired a 2004 Will Smith movie, though it was not a direct adaptation? Kelsey.
I, Robot.
That's the one. LaSalle, your board.
Let's stick with space out for 15, please.
Space out for 15 points. Ray Bradbury wrote what book, projecting some of the better and worse outcomes of humans colonizing the Red Planet, and published in the United Kingdom as The Silver Locusts? Eli?
The Martian Chronicles.
That's the one, yes. Barrington, your selection.
Let's stick with space out.
Space out for 20 points. Earthsea, a world of wizards created decades before Hogwarts, and Gethin, a gender-neutral ice world, are 2 creations of what groundbreaking science fiction and fantasy author? Chris?
J.K. Rowling.
No. Barrington, you want to try? Le Guin, Ursula Le Guin is the answer there. Barrington, you still get the board.
Can we go over to extinction stinks?
Extinction stinks for 20 points. With a legendary capacity for memories, what largest land animal is right or left tusked in the way that humans are right or left-handed? Clara.
Elephant.
That's it. Select again.
Shall we continue with extinction stinks?
We shall, Clara. We shall continue with extinction stinks for 25 points. Unlike their cousin, the common bottlenose, the Ganges River, Indus River, and Irrawaddy species of what marine mammal are all endangered? Eli.
Dolphin.
The dolphin's the answer there, yes. Select again.
Let's finish it off.
Extinction stinks for 30 points. The only penguins north of the equator are found on what Ecuadorian islands, where most of the wildlife have no natural predators? Eli.
The Galapagos.
That's it. Next category.
Can we go to Good Nightingale?
Good Nightingale for 15 points. After first completing an accredited program, a medical professional must then pass a licensure examination to become an RN, which stands for what? Eli.
Registered nurse.
That's it. Select again, Barrington.
Can we go to space out?
Space Out for 25 points. The first of 2 books intended to be a trilogy, what Octavia Butler novel follows teenager Lauren Olamina on her refugee journey toward leadership in a nation plagued by drought and illiteracy? Kelsey.
Persepolis.
That's not the answer, Barrington. Parable of the Sower. And that is the end of the round. We'll take a look at the score now. Barrington, 430 points. LaSalle, 45 points. Let's give it up for both teams here. Okay, we are heading into the final 90 seconds of gameplay, the lightning round. So in this round, you get 20 points for each correct answer. Incorrect answers, however, will cost you 20 points. And the clock is set. Here we go. Which subatomic particle has a negative charge? Clara?
Electron.
Yes. From the Japanese for divine wind, what suicide missions? Blake?
Kamikaze.
Yes. Independent variables are most often represented by what lowercase letter? Clara.
X.
Yes. Coal, oil, and wood are examples of what type of energy source also? Eli.
Fossil fuel.
Yes. David Koresh was the leader of what religious sect?
Branch
Clara.
Davidians.
Yes. In what television program can you see the Belchers running a struggling restaurant in?
Bob's Burgers.
Yes, Kelsey. Whose graffiti inspired Untitled from 1982 sold for $110.5 million? Douglas.
Banksy.
No, Biscuit is what we're looking for there. Harriet Tubman was a conductor on what network of? Yes, Eli.
Underground Railroad.
Yes. What scale measures and helps determine the relative hardness of minerals from talc? Clara.
Nose.
Yes. The first congressperson born in Thailand, first senator to give birth while in office? Clara.
Tammy Duckworth.
Yes. What northern passage westward for early American settlers is also the name of a classic educational computer game? Brenna.
Oregon Trail.
Yes. In what faraway icy region of the solar system can you find the dwarf planet Pluto? Clara.
Kepler Belt.
Yes. In which London neighborhood can you find the Royal Opera House? Covent Garden. Vladimir Lenin supposedly referred to the failed 1905 Russian Revolution as a great what theatrical term first? And that is the end of the round and game. Barrington, our winner this week, with 570 points. Congratulations. So congratulations to both teams for a great game. Barrington is our champion, and we will see you back here next year for more High School Quiz Show Rhode Island.
Do you want to see your school on High School Quiz Show Rhode Island next season? Visit ripbs.org for details. And to stay up to date this season, follow us on social media.
Esto es una producción